What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a hump day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Batters with P Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Do business with someone you know. Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. All right, do me a favor there. Like the page, share the post. Facebook, like the page, share the post. YouTube, smash that like button. The LSU baseball Tigers, they get a win. They run rule Northwestern State, which was completely foreseeable. They did set the NCAA record last night for most batters hit by pitch in a single game, with 10. You might remember earlier this season, LSU played at Florida and had 8 players hit by a pitch. So they tied it. They tied that record. So I was trying to see if they broke it, but they tied it. They tied the record. So congrats to LSU. You would have never etched your place in NCAA history without that midweek game, that very important midweek game. I will say some good mornings here. The most important thing from last night's game is LSU just blasted Northwestern State. They run ruled them. Thank goodness for Hayden Travinski hitting the grand slam to put LSU over that number, bottom 6. Most importantly, Jacob Berry pinch hit last night, and Alex Milazzo pinch hit and then played catcher. So Berry is massively significant. So Berry, he pinch hit for Cranford. So there's a lot that transpired in this game. So Collier Cranford committed 2 errors. He is in the game for his defense. If he's going to kick balls around at third, then there's no point in having him in the game. And I think he's not going to start against Vanderbilt on Thursday. Here's what I think is going to happen. So Jacob Berry got a pinch hit at bat from the right side. I think Vanderbilt on Thursday is going to start the freshman lefty, Devin Futrell. He's 6'5", 195, throws real hard. He's a lefty, and LSU struggle with lefties. And when LSU plays a lefty, Johnson likes to stack the lineup with righties. So I think Braden Joubert will not play. This is my opinion. Okay, I'm telling you my opinion, what I think Jay's going to do. I think Jacob Berry is going to DH from the right side. I think Jacob Berry will DH from the right side. I think Drew Bianco will play third base. When Cranford was lifted, Berry pinch hit, Bianco went to third. So I think that's how they're going to line it up on Thursday. Now, if Dugas is available, another right-handed bat, he'll start in left field in place of Stevenson. If Dugas is not available, now it's really tricky because I don't think you have a right-handed bat in the outfield that you like so much that you put Stevenson on the bench. So I think that's what they're going to do. And then Milazzo is the other big question, right? So Milazzo got a pinch hit AB, got a base knock up the middle, beautiful piece of hitting, and then caught the final inning. So I will be fascinated to see if he's available because I guess it's time to start talking about Vanderbilt a little bit. Vanderbilt is one of the best running teams in college baseball. So they have 78 stolen bases on 87 attempts. Enrique Bradfield is 40 for 40. He has not been thrown out all year. He has stolen all 40 bases he has attempted. So you got a problem on your hands if you got a catcher that can't control that running game, because if Bradfield gets on base, then a single is automatically a double. So, something else to keep an eye on. All right. Those are thoughts on the baseball game. Draft lottery was last night. Pels, not lucky, but the luck came in the fact that they're going to pick in the top 10. So they will pick 8th, which is where that Lakers pick was slotted. So, again, was top 10 protected. So, because the Lakers decided to implode, the Pels get that pick. They did not win the lottery and end up in the top 5, but they'll pick 8th. So, for a playoff team to have the 8th pick, let's roll. Let's go do some damage. All right, we'll say some good mornings here. Let me see what y'all think, what y'all got to say. Right. Greg Phillips, good morning. Kirk Taylor, good morning. Hey, Dad, good morning. David Wallace, what's up? Mark, New Kids on the Block is playing New Orleans tonight. I heard that, actually. There's someone from Erica's school is going to that show. So, good for them. Brian Wynn, Ryan Amanda Guidry, Stephen Fry, Thomas Bergeron, good morning. Mark, I told you, if you comment one more time about LSU going to Hattiesburg, I'm not reading your comments anymore. So, you just did it, and I'm not reading your comments anymore. Quentin Breakbill, good morning. Tyler Coleman, please let Malazzo be good this weekend. Vandy will destroy Travinsky or McManus, put McManus at DH. No, Barry's going to DH, I'm telling you. That's why they played him last night. And he worked a 4-pitch walk, so he didn't hit. But if he's able, again, it would be his top hand. If he's batting right-handed, left hand on the bottom, that's your power coming through. Right hand would be on the top, that's control. So if his middle finger's broken, he can hold that bat. If he can control it right side, you DH Barry, and you play Malazzo. Especially, especially in that first game. Jason Horn, who do you think the Pels go after? No idea. I have no idea. I've looked at mock drafts just like everybody else has. I would like to see some, a wing defender. That's what I would like to see. Let's see. Rudy Yule, nobody's really run much on LSU. Staff's done a good job of controlling the running game with Malazzo out. Rudy Yule, what you're missing here is that nobody really runs much in baseball anymore. That's just not as big a part of the game. Ricky Henderson doesn't exist anymore. In baseball now, it's all about a bloop and a blast. And the same is becoming true in college baseball. That's like what happened with Ole Miss last weekend. You don't see teams try to steal. It's just not as common a part of the game anymore. Bunting is not as common a strategy anymore. I try to tell y'all, but people don't want to hear that. Anyway, but now you're facing a team that does. You're facing a team that plays a West Coast style, and Bradfield's stolen 40 bases this year, and so it does matter, and you will get exposed this weekend. Northwestern State stole a base last night. A kid who never steals stole a base on Travinsky last night. Chase Pellegrin, Deborah Cowart, what's going on? Bunting sucks. It does. Hate bunting. Never bunt. Joey Vincent, good morning. Taz, let's see, hypothetical. Let's say Brees did say he wants to play. Do you think Mickey has the heart to tell him no? I don't know that it's necessarily the heart to tell him no. I think it's more assessing your current situation. You paid Jameis $28 million. So, Brees could come in at a bargain basement deal and you cut Andy Dalton. I just don't see it, Taz. I don't see Drew Brees playing. He just had left shoulder surgery. I don't know if y'all saw that, but he announced that a couple weeks ago. I don't see it. Wendell Norman, what's up? Trivia Carter, Pat Huseman, Jesse Post, good morning, Maticus Sconicus. Brady Smith, good morning, Matt. Number 8 pick, let's go. Thanks, Lakers. Yes, indeed. Reed Rule, morning, Matt. Driving to Nashville today for the LSU Vandy series. Any good cigar bar Rex? About Nashville, I don't know. I went to Nashville in 2019 for the LSU Vandy football game, but did not hit up any cigar bars there. So if anybody has any recommendations, drop that comment. Sean Comiskey, trade the 8th pick or best player available. Asking the question. Well, it depends for what you can trade the 8th pick. I'm not trading back for more picks. If you can trade the 8th pick for a player that you like, okay, and cash considerations. But if you look historically at the 8th pick in the NBA draft, okay, here you go. The 8th pick. The Pels did take Jackson Hayes 8th overall, by the way. Jackson Hayes, Colin Sexton, Frank Tillancana from France, Marquise Chris, Stanley Johnson, Nick Stauskas, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Terrence Ross, Brandon Knight, Al-Farouq Aminu, Jordan Hill, Joe Alexander, Brandon Wright, Rudy Gay, Channing Frye, Rafael Arujo, TJ Ford, Chris Wilcox, Desanja Diop, Jamal Crawford, Andre Miller, Larry Hughes, Adonal Foyle, Kerry Kittles, Sean Respert, Brian Grant, Vin Baker, Todd Day, Mark Macon, Bo Kimball. You understand my point? Like, you're not talking about a whole bunch of Hall of Famers here. Randy White, Rex Chapman, Olden Polynice, Ron Harper, Detlef Schrempf. Okay. Lancaster Gordon, Antoine Carr. You get the point. Like, 8th in the NFL draft, awesome. 8th in the NBA draft, what do you think about the new linebacker we got from the Vikings? His tape looks solid. Yeah, Taz, I think the linebacker they signed after this weekend is a possible, he's definitely a special teams guy, but he's a possible Quan replacement. If they can't do a deal with Quan or if they want to move on because of his injuries. I think that's why you sign him. Played a ton of snaps on special teams and defense last year. I think that's the option. Wrap in batches. My son's graduation is this Friday at LSU. Tell me why on earth they're making it at 8 a.m. Ooh. So wrap in batches, is that the big, like the whole class graduation, like at the PMAC, or is that for his specific school? Because I didn't go to the big giant graduation. I just went when I graduated to the Manship School's graduation, which we had in the Union Theater, which is where we walked. So funny story. Well, maybe y'all might not think it's funny, but so you get your cap and gown and all that stuff. Well, I go to the bookstore that week, graduation. I get my cap and gown, whatever. And I show up at graduation, and I'm trying to put my gown on, and I'll be darned, it's the wrong one. They gave me like a master's gown, like with the extra cloth down here and the stole and everything. I'm like, they gave me the wrong thing. So, so we're like 10 minutes to graduation. Thank God we were in the Union Theater. I run down to the bookstore in the Union, and somebody just happened to be there. I'm like, hey, like, I'm about to graduate. They gave me the wrong cap and gown. Can you please find something for me to wear? And so whoever was working that day did. They pulled something out of somewhere and gave me the right gown to wear. Anyway, Dad Cajun, Oklahoma City Thunder have traded the number 2 pick to the New Orleans Pelicans for the 8th pick in Zion Williamson. And with the number 2 pick, New Orleans picks Jabari Smith. I would not do that deal. I want Zion. I'm not giving up on Zion. I think he's had some bad luck, but he's 27 and 10. I mean, like, he's a walking double-double, 27 and 10 at max efficiency. There's nobody in the league that can handle him. By the way, all right, holler at HUDCO, y'all, 364-1007 or HUDCOroofing.com. By the way, putting out content on the HUDCO page, sports content, Terrio and I. So if you don't like the HUDCO Facebook page or Instagram, please go do that. And then give me some feedback. We're doing like short form video. And just let me know if you're down for that. It's basically just it's obviously a way to serve and feed the HUDCO page and draw more attention and followers and likes and all that stuff to the HUDCO page. So let me know if you like it, if you got things you'd like for us to discuss or suggestions. We'd appreciate that very much. So, and of course, free, no obligation roofing inspection always. We appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and pin the HUDCO link there. You'll hit the contact form. We'd love to be in touch. Where are we? Tyler Coleman, let's see. Says, you definitely don't put McManus in the lineup if Milazzo is healthy. I'd rather Barry batting than McManus. Only way is if Barry plays the field, you DH McManus. I agree. McManus goes to the bench if Barry's DHing. And Milazzo's able to catch. Deborah Cower, was that Grand Slam the first of the season? I think so, Deborah. I don't remember another one this year. None that came right off the top of my head. Jason Horn, let Brees come in as a quarterback coach. There's no way he'd want to do that. You got to keep in mind, the reason Drew Brees left is because he wanted more time with his family. I'd argue if you're coaching, you're spending more time away from your family than the players because the coaches are in the film room developing game plans and all that sort of stuff. So Drew Brees coaching does not seem like an option. Chase Pellegrin, Sean Phillips coming to LSU. Heck yeah, man. Big 7-foot center. So now the basketball roster is complete. They got Phillips yesterday, who you'd think will be a starter at the 5 if he's able to come in and be a day one contributor. So I like LSU starting 5. Again, I'm not telling you I think they're a national title contender or anything like that, but I think they are above 500 in SEC play. I think they can get to double-digit SEC wins. And, if that's the case, you'd be a tournament team. I don't think they will be eligible. I'll continue to say that. I don't have any insight, but I'm just going by what we saw the NCAA do with Oklahoma State in the same case. Oklahoma State's the first school that's gotten their sanctions in the whole FBI investigation, and they were banned from the postseason this past year. They got 3 years probation and scholarship restrictions. I think the same's going to happen. What are Bade brownies? Glenn Hartline in Shreveport and need to call HUDCO today. Thank you, Glenn. Appreciate that. That would be awesome. Of course, please mention that you heard about him here from AFR or Morning Scone. Of course, appreciate that. Let our folks up north know that that you heard about us here. We appreciate that. Tyler Coleman, Casa de Montesisto Cigar Lounge on 9th Avenue. There you go. Whoever was looking for a place in Nashville. Casa de Montesisto. Sisto or Cristo? Probably Monte Cristos. But either way, that's good to know. Thank you. And I got to hurry. Chance Babin. It's almost like my man started an expansion franchise. Rode, let's see. Couple weekend rotation options for next year. Playing at Delgado this weekend. Jacob Mizorowski and Nate Eckenhausen. Okay. Charlie Cavell. What's up, Charlie Cavell? Good morning. Good to see you there. Shelby Kelly always thought if Drew stayed involved with football, it'd be in the front office. I agree. If he were going to get back involved, I agree with you. I think it would be the route that I thought the same with Tom Brady. The route that people like A-Rod and Jeter and John Elway and John Lynch have gone, I agree. All right, let me go quickly. Got to get these in. Eric Wilderotter enjoyed listening to Hooch again. How far do y'all go back? I've known Alelo since we were freshmen in high school. He's 2 years older than me, so since I was a freshman. So he was Catholic, class of 98. I was 2000. So I've known him since 1996. Can you see Brees coming in as a Mark Brunell type role? No. There's no way he'd come back for that. If Brees came back, it would be to try to play again and win a championship. He's not coming to sit the bench. Morning, Matt. Maybe take a project player to back up CJ. Sure. Larry Garner. Devin Kelly, good morning. Randall Alfrecht. Morning, Matt. What's your record for the Saints this season? We did the game-by-game projections on Friday, and I picked them 10-7. By the way, Vegas on DraftKings has them at 8 now. They were 7.5. I think some money's coming on the Saints with the over, so they're at 8. To move a half game is significant, but I have them 10-7. I mean, they were 9-8 last year, playing 4 different quarterbacks and losing Sean Payton and your coaching staff and half your roster for the Monday Night Football game against Miami. A healthy Saints team with the free agent additions, yeah. I mean, I think they can be 10-7. Okay, you are going to. Yeah, I don't know. Rapping batches. I don't know why they're the big graduations at 8 a.m. I mean, the year I graduated, the fall graduation and the spring graduation, George Bush, sitting President George Bush, spoke at the commencement. And he was running for re-election in 2004, and he spoke at the commencement. That was in the PMAC. But that was the spring. I graduated fall. So I did not go. I went to the spring graduation to see the president. I did not go to the big graduation in the fall when I graduated. I just went to my school's graduation for the Manship School. Joey B19, SI has an article calling for the committee to punish the Aggies, not let them host for canceling a midweek game. Not going to happen. I can tell you I did have a conversation with, let's say, someone very close to the selection committee, and that's not going to happen. But I think they are, and Kendall Rogers even mentioned this yesterday on AFR, I think they are going to put in protections next year to prevent people from canceling those games. And what Kendall suggested on air was really good. He said just drop your 3 lowest RPI games, which is a great option. Just take your 3 lowest and drop them. That prevents you from you drop them from the metric. Like in school, drop your highest score, your lowest score type thing. Just drop your 3 lowest RPI games, so you're not punished for playing a midweek game late in the season. All right, I got to go. Joseph Armato, Sean Comiskey, Joe Bear's home run. That was a missile. That was a missile. It was under 400 feet. I mean, you talking about the one that was the line drive to right field? I mean, it was just a line drive that hit the gate right above the little fence, right above the fence, the outfield wall. Irfan Sayad, good morning. Yeah, man, great seeing Milazzo catch last night. Hope he's good to go. All right. Yeah, Charlie Cavell, who do you think Tulane hires? It's my understanding it's either Jake Gautreaux or Justin Hill. Jake Gautreaux is currently an assistant at Mississippi State. It's his job if he wants it, but he wants to make sure Tulane is going to be committed to investing in baseball. And if they are, I think he'll take the job. If not, I think Justin Hill from McNeese will get it. All right, I got to go. Y'all have an awesome day. As always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You know the drill, brortho.com, brortho.com. You need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. You need a roof, give us a shout at HUDCO, pin there in the comments, hudcoroofing.com. Do business with someone you know, hudcoroofing.com. Y'all have a great day. Peace. Scone and tea tonight.